Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is RemovableSanity, and today I'm reviewing Dynasty Warriors Origins on the Series X, developed and published by Koei Tecmo Games. So what is Dynasty Warriors Origins? Dynasty Warriors Origins is a 1v1000 tactical action RPG game set in the time of the Three Kingdoms. The premise is you experience the story of the Three Kingdoms set in the vast mainland of China, where the convictions of different heroes intersect through the eyes of an original protagonist as a nameless hero. The game boasts 5 chapters, weapon upgrade systems, skilled weapon proficiencies, multiple endings, new game plus mode, reforging of weapons, morale systems, tactical abilities, and the largest number of enemies on the screen at one time yet. First up is accessibility. With regards to accessibility, the developers have added in a variety of options, such as colour perception settings, map rotation, auto-use meat buttons, officer highlight, button remapping, action hints, battle assistance, and subtitle options. Audio options are basic, however, so those with auditory issues may struggle. Next is gameplay. Those who are a fan of the 1v1000 games will be familiar with the long-running series in that genre, and whilst I was aware of the story and its infamous characters, I was never truly understanding of who or what they were. Even when I had completed Wu Long Fallen Dynasty, which is set during a fictionalised version of the Fall of Han Dynasty shortly before the Three Kingdoms period. Also, my experience of the 1v1000 games is ironically from other Koei Tecmo franchises like Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate and more recent Arslan The Warriors of Legend. So you could say I was a walking newbie when entering the franchise, just not the genre. My biggest frustration with the genre, though, is not knowing what to do at any given moment in order to win battles to progress. Right off the bat, I can say this game resolved that, so much so that I can now enjoy the other games of the genre better because of it. That is unusual. The game starts as the war and famine of the region have taken its toll, and the people are starving and frustrated with the government, who seems to be taking advantage of its citizens. You take control of a nameless hero with amnesia, who witnesses the suffering of the people at the hands of the powers above, and sees the uprising of a people-led militia called the Yellow Turbans. Combat basics are taught here, with your first glimpse of attacking multiple people at once using simple X and Y buttons and combining them to provide the most damage. This militia then grows into an insurrectionist army and attempts to overthrow the government. However, in doing so, it becomes the very scourge of the people it once sought to protect and provide for. You are then tasked in quelling said rebellion, and it's here where the game truly begins. From here, you are introduced to the overworld, a home hub where you'll be spending a lot of your time letter reading, upgrading, buying new weapon and items, fighting battles, and finding hidden collectibles. There is a variety of battles to be had, and these range into 3 main scenarios. Most common is skirmishes, which are often small and random base captures. Next is side missions, which are often escorts, character hunting, combined with base captures. And finally, it's story missions, which are narrative-led, full-scale, huge battles with armies attacking each other that combines everything. All provide experience. However, it's the skirmishes and side missions that can provide you the bulk of experience and items in which to level up your character. To level up said character, you'll need to gain experience points, which you accomplish by gaining proficiency levels with individual weapons by using them on the battlefield. These not only feed into your overarching character level, but his skill trees. These skill trees, which more unlock the further you progress the story, provide permanent buffs for your characters and even give him new battle arts abilities to you and me. Battle arts are numerous, and by halfway through you'll be switching them out to suit particular battles. These devastating abilities are superb at taking down multiple or harder enemies at the right time, but cannot be used freely. They each have a specific number of filled bravery dots before they can be used, which you fill as you attack, parry and dodge. Whilst deflecting is the most common way to fill bravery and provides an easy counter-attack, it's actually perfect dodging that provides the most bravery. And on a screen of hundreds of enemies all attacking you whilst you're facing an officer doing huge damage, this is no easy feat. As the story progresses, more and more gameplay mechanics are introduced, but when you choose to move forward to see those mechanics is entirely up to you. For instance, base capture, officer dynamics, muso attacks, special arts, the morale system, companions and much more are spread out nicely to ensure you really allow you to understand what is being asked of you and its impact on the bigger battles. For example, the morale system is key to ensuring victory and moves across a bar dynamically to highlight whose morale is bigger at any given time. Armies with a higher morale are often stronger, more aggressive, provide more tactical maneuvers and can hold their own against stronger foes, allowing you to focus on other things. To get your morale higher, you will need to beat officers, win duels, capture bases, use tactical maneuvers at the right moment/location and support your fellow companions in their efforts all at the same time. No easy feat, and each of these elements need to be explained to the player carefully so they can understand what to do and when, as the battle evolves either for and against them. You see, in other titles, they just throw at you some text with some explanatory gifs and expect you to just understand. But in this game, it's designed to allow you to get to grips with each specific mechanic that you'll need to do when in the bigger battles before moving forward. So by the time it does come to those bigger battles, you are not only familiar with the requirements to win, you have repeated them again and again till they are perfected at your own pace. To ensure this isn't too boring or repetitious, the smaller skirmishes themselves are dynamic and very fun, and the rewards are plenty, meaning not only are you learning how to play the game effectively, you're always levelling up your character as you do so. By the time you have chosen which kingdom to support midway through the game, you'll be well versed in how battles are won and the various tactics to use to do so. Once you have completed the story, the game provides a new Game Mode Plus, which in turn then allows you to reforge any weapons and their specific buffs to truly tailor your gameplay as you wish. Next up is graphics. Visually, this game looks gorgeous with its varied weather effects, different locations, different sizes of map with varying routes, and different numbers of enemies, all making each battle a joy to behold. The truly eye-watering battles, though, are left to the main mission battles, which can produce thousands of enemies on screen at any given time. That's not saying that there is some repetition with the smaller skirmishes, with them being in the same reduced part of a bigger map, but even after numerous times in the same location, I often found myself enjoying the experience regardless. Whilst the combat visuals are superb in their own right, the cutscenes also do wonders in conveying the story, look and feel of ancient China. Character models are smooth and engaging, each in their telling of their own motives and desires. Seeing them from an outsider's perspective also allows you to see their individual nuance, and by doing so, make this story way more immersive. Muso attacks are wonderfully breathtaking in their visual style, and if you have a companion or fellow general in the battle, you can also combine their Muso attack with yours, making an even more devastating but beautiful combination. There is also a limited number of times which you can switch from the protagonist to a companion, which also brings a nice variety to the gameplay. There are 10 weapons in all, with the 10th one only purchasable in New Game Plus. The other 9 available are slowly gotten through battles or vendors, and are distinct and varied, with each having up to 8 levels of proficiency to attain. Each level provides a new specific battle art alongside their own combos to enjoy, which again are a lovely visual feast for the eyes. The biggest improvement for me was the game's minimap, which now provides a more visually understandable minute by minute telling of what's happening. Combine this with the option to pause and notify on screen when major events happens, such as companions nearing defeat, allowed me to move my tactics on the fly and ensure I was always on top of how battles were evolving. The game's isometric hub world is also a great idea and allows you to move freely amongst it and choose where and what you wish to do next, be it smaller skirmishes to boost weapon proficiency, old coin collecting to boost hero companion bonding levels, pick up Proxene, which allows you to create gems that provide optional buffs, or even do hero requesting / training. There is always something to do besides battles, and this helps you feel that you are indeed travelling around ancient China's various cities, regions and various kingdoms. Overall frame rate and stability was superb in all of my gameplay, and I saw no tearing or odd visual pop-ins. Depending on the monitor / TV's capabilities, and if it allows for variable refresh rate, you can have it run buttery smooth at a stable 80 frames per second on the Series X, or higher if you turn off defeated soldiers to remain visible option, even in the most intense battle locations. Finally, its sound. The game is fully voiced, and whilst I did spend most of my time with the English version, I will say the Japanese voice acting was superior in every way. The English version was good, but sounded a bit flat and slightly emotionless, especially what I deemed to be in the more critical moments. The Japanese version, however, oozed emotion and thus really sold the character's state of mind in any given situation.
There is still much I must do, but I swear that I will get you out of here.
The music, however, is just exquisite. Within minutes of playing the game, I was humming along gleefully to its tunes and being pumped up by its epic battle scores. A variation of electric guitar, flute and piano, the music excels in every way to engage the player and push them forward.
The enemy officer has been defeated.
The game's sound effects also oozed oomph, with each hit fully connecting in an enjoyable way. Every weapon here has a meaty weightiness to it when connecting with an NPC, which will ensure the player's senses are excited. So this is only then ramped up further when you're in the middle of thousands, watching them fly back as your weapon connects. The UI sounds are also equally impressive with their higher crisp tones, but also reduce when the game is paused to ensure it doesn't become too overwhelming. My recommendation here would be a good quality soundbar to really blast the cries of your enemies as you plough through hundreds of them. And this leads me on to the rating of the game. Now I rate games in order of avoid, on sale, great purchase and must own. My rating for Dynasty Warriors Origins is a must buy. Whilst the price I feel is a little high, the fun factor and the ability to understand previous 1v1000 games better truly puts this on my must buy category. I was always smiling when playing this game, and whilst old school fans may not be fully happy with a singular protagonist this time around, even they, I believe, would be hard pressed to find a more enjoyable title with all the improvements made to the series. The game is currently priced on Xbox at £64.99, or approximately $70, and depending on your skill and patience would give you from 50 to 110 plus hours worth of gameplay. Once the story is complete, however, there is still a huge amount of replayability with a higher difficulty setting and a new Game Mode Plus, allowing for even more freedom and tailoring of your weapons to suit your needs. The game's fundamental design with regards to understanding the game's mechanics at your own pace makes it accessible to all. Similar in the way Elden Ring made the Dark Souls genre open to swathes of new players, Dynasty Warriors Origin has done the exact same thing for the 1v1000 genre. I cannot recommend it highly enough to those who have never experienced it and want to see what it's all about, but also to long-time fans of the series. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. I do hope you like this review, and if you do, please like, share and subscribe if you so wish. And if you would like to put some notes or even just a comment in the comment section, I do like reading them. Anyway, Have a great time gaming, and I'll see you all again soon.